Welcome back everyone. Today we're going to be looking at step 5 on how to lose weight in a compassionate manner. And this week what I want you to focus on is on sleeping well. So having your beauty sleep. For an adult that would constitute 7 to 8 hours, and for a child or adolescent it's going to be 9 to 10 hours of sleep. Now, this is quite a large amount of hours, and it's a third of the day. So we have evolved to require this, and it must be for a reason. There must be a very important reason why we need to sleep. And there are many reactions that occur only at night and while you're sleeping. Your brain is actually quite active while you sleep. The exact reason why we sleep is not really known. There is research trying to find this out. However, they haven't quite completely figured it out. Now, there is a strong association between sleep and increase in weight. And this strong association is through evidence such as a research group, for example, found that for every hour less that we sleep, there's an increase of 0.35 kilograms per meter squares of body mass index. Now, BMI. So that is a measure that doctors use to determine whether you're overweight or not. There's other evidence also to suggest a causal role between lack of sleep and increase in weight. And this has to do with a change in the profile of hormones. We have an internal clock, an internal biological clock in our brain, and that basically tells the rest of the body what time it is and so what function it should be performing. Now, a third of the day, that's quite a lot of time, as I mentioned before, and it's actually, if you put it into context, if you've lived for 30 years, then 10 of those years you would have slept. If you've been married for 60 years, then you've actually slept through 20 of those years. Okay, let's have a look at what happens as light comes in through your eye. Say it's the end of the day. Let's pretend it was before the time when light was around, before electricity had been invented. So you only had light from the sun, the stars and the moon. So as the sun is setting in the horizon, less light is going to be coming into your eye. So let's draw that. So we got an eye here, and there's light coming in. There's a decrease in light. At the back of your eye, let's do the pupil here, there we go. At the back of your eye, there is a huge number of neurons, specialized neurons, that allow you to detect different wavelengths of light. 1 to 2% of the neurons in that area, they're a special type of ganglion, can detect the levels of blue light. And those are the ones that send a signal to the brain to resynchronize us with the environment, so that we know when it's day and when it's night. So the signal from the retina will be sent to a part in the brain called the hypothalamus. And so I'm going to draw that, zoom into that area of the hypothalamus. And within the hypothalamus, there's an area called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. And that is our master biological clock. So suprachiasmatic nucleus. Suprachiasmatic nucleus. It's the master biological clock. This in your brain, it will send signals to the rest of your body to let it know what time it is and what it should be doing. From here, because we're saying it's nighttime or it's sunset, the afternoon, there's a decrease in light, so that gets detected by the biological clock. Eventually, by going through a series of networks of neurons, it will let the pineal gland, which is another part within within your brain, in the center of your brain, it will let it know that we're getting towards nighttime. So this is the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is going to release melatonin. Melatonin is then going to promote sleep. Okay, I also want you to know that the SCN, or the suprachiasmatic nucleus, is just a bunch of neurons, and that's their function is to act like a biological clock, and they actually can run on their own without external stimuli. They're pacemaker cells. If you were to have someone locked up in a room where they had no external cues from their environment, they will still follow a cycle. However, the cycle will be slightly bigger than 24 hours, so it'll be about 25 hours. So these people that would be in a room with no external cues will slowly shift their hormone profile out of sync with the external environment. So in the morning when you wake up, the strong light that comes in will obviously stop melatonin from being produced, but also it will reset the clock so that it is aligned with the external environment. So in everyday society though, however, this is not functioning as well as we would like. So for example, the lights, the fluorescent lights that we have in our house, as well as the screens from our iPods and other screen devices, they block this mechanism from occurring, particularly because they emit a lot of blue light. So what can you do about it? Well, you can buy yourself some filters to put on the screens. You can get glasses that filter the blue light. In iPads, for example, and in some computers, you can adjust the settings so that they don't emit blue light. Another thing that you might like to do that perhaps is not as practical or realistic is to switch all screens off 1 hour prior to bed. Okay, so all right, well, how does this all relate to weight? Okay, well, they did a study, for example, that showed that the profile of ghrelin and leptin was altered in individuals that had less sleep than a normal amount of sleep. And they found that for those individuals, there was a decrease in leptin in the morning. So this was in the morning, leptin. And there was an increase in ghrelin in the morning. And that this change was for about 15%. 15%. Okay, so if we go back and look at what we talked about previously, we know that leptin is a hormone that allows you or promotes feeling full, feeling satisfied and not wanting to eat. While ghrelin is a hormone that tends to make you feel hungry, makes you want to go and look for food, and so on. So putting this together, this type of profile will be promoting you to go and eat, and in essence potentially put on weight. So to summarize, as a result of perhaps screens and having lights in the household, we are releasing less melatonin as a society. If we have less melatonin, we're going to have overall decreased amount of sleep. If we have less sleep, there has been an association found that the profile of our hormones in the morning for leptin and ghrelin have been altered in a way that would promote you to eat more, increase your appetite, and potentially then increase your weight. So hopefully I hope video helped you to understand the importance of sleep in relation to weight loss, and that you prioritize ensuring that you sleep. There are, of course, a lot of other benefits to sleeping. But anyway, I'll see you next week.